Hi, this is Crystal Gaswick, and this is my EDL 856 case study. Over parental apathy, we are working towards IFLLC Standard 4. The building level administrator is an educational leader who promotes the success of all students by collaborating with families and community members, responding to diverse community needs and interests, and mobilizing community resources. Category 1, Problem Identification and Analysis. What I know, Mrs. Rose is the new assistant principal at John F. Kennedy School. She has just finished her educational administration master's degree over the summer, with her final class being school and community relations, and she was excited to apply her new knowledge. Secondly, I know the school has limited to no contact or involvement from parents or the community. In fact, they have no parent-teacher association or parent-teacher organization, but there has been one in the past. Third, I know her principal takes a stance that everything is fine and the parents don't want to be involved. He believes that they don't want to be involved after failed attempts to solicit parents, and that he believes that he has direct communication with the community at large because he speaks to a few parents, makes a few phone calls, and that's how he assesses the needs of the community about the school. Finally, I know that the principal has agreed to a parent meeting to increase involvement. However, the night of the meeting, he now wants to cancel it because only 8 parents have shown up. I also know that the note that was sent home to them about the meeting was extremely vague and not very detailed. What I need to know, first, how long has the principal been there, and what were the previous attempts that he has made to improve communication? He expressed that he has made a few attempts when he first started, but encountered so much apathy that he ceased all attempts. So naturally, following that answer, I would ask what exactly his attempts were and how detailed or organized they were. Second, what I need to know what is different in the school because the educators are, quote, expected to do all the work. What I mean by this is, what exactly do the educators do? Do they actually plan events and raise money to participate in fun activities that the PTO or PTA would normally be putting on? Or are the students simply not participating in any of these extra activities? This knowledge will help in the future when Mrs. Rose is successful in getting more parent involvement, of having a solid start for the parents to help with, or starting from scratch with new ideas. Third, I need to know, was the vague note sent home the only attempt to contact parents? If so, it's not entirely surprising that only 8 parents showed up. Finally, what was the principal's plan or agenda for the night of the meeting? What was he going to talk about? What was his course of action? What did he expect the parents to do? What did he want them to do, etc.? What is the problem? First, JFK School has extreme lack of parental and community support or participation. It's really to be determined if it's because of the parents or because administration doesn't encourage communication or involvement. The principal changed his mind and planned a meeting, which was good, but the note sent home was vague and only 8 parents have shown up. Category 2, my plan of action with strategies. First, I would continue with the meeting. At that moment in time, we have to start somewhere, and so getting 8 parents involved is better than 0. These parents have taken time out of their lives to show up and show that they care, so as an administrator, I would absolutely not cancel the meeting. I'd express to them how important they are, share my vision of what role parents and the community hold in the schools, ask for ideas, needs, or questions from the parents, encourage them to recruit other parents, go ahead and schedule a meeting so it is in the books and we have to continue with this pushing to communicate with parents, and finally review all ideas presented and go ahead and utilize some of their new ideas. Second, I would encourage the staff and faculty to get involved. In the past, the educators have had to do everything in regards to any traditional PTO or PTA activities or fun days for the students. The staff should keep this in mind when planning for expanding the parental involvement in the school because they've had to do it all in the past, and should be supportive of the parents taking over some aspects. So this will allow them to hand over some responsibilities to the parents and create a working relationship between parents and teachers. Third, I would expand parental communication. As an administrator, I need to take a stronger stance on promoting parental communication in the schools. I would do this by providing clear and consistent communication to the parents by means of letters home, calls made, and communicating with more parents at school events such as conferences and concerts. And finally, I won't be afraid to ask for help. The worst I might hear is no. Fourth and finally, reach out to the community. Make my vision clear to the public that I think the community involvement within the school is extremely important and wanted. I would use media outlets to promote what we are doing in the school so that the community is educated and hopefully inspire them to get interested and involved using the newspaper, television, and radio. And once again, ask people to get involved and have a day where public figures or members of the community are in the school reading, giving treats, leading activities with the students, just getting them involved and visible within the school. And finally, I would cater to diverse populations. Keep in mind the diversity of the community. If handouts are sent home, they should be provided in multiple languages if necessary. For parents that are technical savvy, utilizing the internet or social media will keep them involved. Make a Facebook page, Twitter account, etc. Finally, use all media outlets that are available in the community. For example, in my community, there are also a Spanish newspaper and a Spanish radio station, which I would use to promote the school, as well as the traditional media outlets. Category 3, what is best for the students? First and foremost, parental involvement. Obviously, the parents and the community members being involved in the students' education is best for the students. It shows them that adults value education and believe it is important. This will also promote the community to realize that the students are the future of the community and that they are taking an invested interest, and it's an extremely important issue. What's best for the students? Secondly, Mrs. Rose taking over parental or community involvement. I believe this is best for the students in the long run because she has just completed her school and community relations as well as her entire master's. All these ideas are fresh in her mind, and she probably has some new ones that the principal has not ever heard of. Second, she suggested it to the principal to go ahead and improve the involvement, so she already has an active interest in the topic. Promoting feedback from current parents to promote future parental advisory groups. Keep these 8 current parents involved as much as possible. They set a good example for other parents and community members. And to reinforce to the students that parents should be involved in education and promote the students succeeding. Category 4, debrief the problem by reflecting on thoughts, feelings, and values. In regards to my thoughts, first, I thought, what events happened in the past that caused the principal to build so much apathy himself? Did he have a confrontation with parents that can't be resolved? Did he give up too soon on any attempts that he made? And following that, I thought, what attempts had he made? What exactly was his definition of attempting community relations, and why did he think that it didn't work out? How is Mrs. Rose's and the principal's working relationship? If I was truly in her place as an administrator, I'd need to know how slowly I can expand my ideas to build PR, or if I could be a little bit more aggressive because we already have a good working relationship and he has that trust with me. And with such a poor note sent home, I'm thrilled that 8 parents actually showed up. In regards to my feelings, I feel frustrated at the principal's lack of confidence or trust in the fact that parents might want to get involved. I believe most parents are involved in their children's education at home and would like to be more involved in the school, but don't have the opportunity or don't know how to ask. He dismissed that any parents wanted to be involved at all without making any attempts. I feel empathetic for the 8 parents that obviously want to be involved but haven't had the opportunity to show it until now. These 8 parents are going to be great support in getting the parent group off the ground, and I feel bad that they haven't had that opportunity up until now. Finally, excitement for the future direction the parent-community relations of the school should be going, with the plan of action being enforced by myself, the 8 parents, and hopefully the principal. In the near future, communication should improve and parental involvement should climb. Finally, the values. I value the students' needs and seeing parents and community members in the school. They need to see the adults learning and the lifelong learning of the adults going on, and so they can hopefully mirror that. I value my integrity and persistence, or Mrs. Rose's, and not letting the principal cancel the meeting Monday, but rather using it as a tool to get the parent group off the ground. And I value the persistence of the 8 parents for showing up despite the vagueness of the note and taking an interest in their students' academics. There are still a number of unresolved issues in the case study. First, was the meeting advertised in the best way possible? Would we have gotten a bigger turnout if the note was more specific, or if we had used other media outlets, or etc.? Can we get community members involved, and how? What I mean by this is, in what ways is the principal going to be willing to get them involved? How much and in what ways? Previously, the principal had gotten a feel for the community's view about the school by talking to a few parents, so obviously he was not extremely willing to put himself out there. What are the principal's expectations of the parent advisory group? What exactly is his vision for the group? He was very much against starting a PTO or PTA, so what responsibilities does he expect the group to have, and how much collaboration is he willing to do? And finally, how much is he willing to hand over to Miss Rose? How willing is he to be able to allow Miss Rose to completely take over this school community relations project and aspect of the school? I realize as an administrator you'd be putting your neck out there to accept any and all failure, but I feel as an admin that it is extremely important for parents and community members to be visible within the school for so many reasons that not only benefit the students but the teachers and parents as well. Category 5, reflection of how I use Standard 4. As a building level administrator, I collaborated with the 8 parents at the Monday night meeting by sharing my vision for the group and surveying their ideas and thoughts. I continued collaborating with the parents by seriously taking them into consideration all of their ideas and going ahead and putting them to use. I encouraged the parents to recruit more parents to receive more input and help, as well as utilize the various media outlets described in my plan of action to communicate the new Parent Advisory Committee and the vision for the group. As an administrator, I collaborated with the staff and enlisted their support of the group and participation. Their thoughts and ideas were taken to the parents to build a working relationship between parents and teachers. I utilized the various media outlets to also inform the community and the general public about our efforts to hopefully improve involvement and encourage participation. Finally, I worked with various faculty members and sought additional input as to the best ways to cater to diverse members of the community to include everyone.